Welcome to the wild world of Jake Paul, the vlogger turned boxer.
And has done it from time to time. Just hasn't been.
This journey is full of surprises, from unexpected victories to jaw-dropping knockouts. We're diving into Jake's most talked about fights, where he's gone from online celeb to serious contender in the ring. Buckle up as we revisit these epic showdowns, from bloody battles to stunning KOs. Ready to see how a YouTube star shakes up the boxing world? Let's get into it. The underestimated debut. Jake Paul's first step into the boxing ring was against Deji, KSI's younger brother, and it turned out to be quite the event. Early on, Jake found himself in a tough spot, losing more than a round to Deji's aggressive fighting style, which even led to Jake's nose being broken. Despite being behind in both points and skill, and dealing with the pain of a broken nose, Jake didn't throw in the towel. For both of them, it was their debut fight, a scenario where the pressure and fatigue can be overwhelming, made even more challenging with an injury like Jake's. However, Jake showcased remarkable endurance, maintaining the momentum of the fight, while Deji began showing signs of fatigue as early as the second round. Jake's constant and calculated strikes gradually took their toll on Deji, pushing him to the point where he was fighting not to win, but just to make it through to the end. Jake's relentless approach ultimately became too much for Deji, leading to his team conceding the match. Before this fight, many viewed Jake as nothing more than a loud and brash personality. But that night, he demonstrated the qualities of a true fighter, pushing through adversity and pain. His performance was not just about physical strength, but also about mental resilience and the heart of a competitor. This fight marked a significant moment in Jake's career, changing many people's perceptions of him and showcasing his potential in the world of boxing. The Jib Showdown. In his debut as a pro boxer, Jake Paul really stepped up to the plate, though it was clear he had room to improve his boxing technique. He faced off against Gib, a boxer known for his unpredictable style and high energy. Gib's strategy usually involves pushing his opponents hard, wearing them down over time. This was a different challenge for Jake compared to his previous match with Deji. With Gib, Jake couldn't rely on just outlasting him. He needed to be strategic and adapt to a more challenging role. This is where Jake truly surprised everyone. In only his second professional fight, he showcased remarkable skill. He was quick on his feet, maintained a calm demeanor, and used his jab to keep Gib at bay. He patiently waited for openings, striking back effectively when opportunities arose. This approach resulted in Jake scoring a knockout in the first round, clearly dominating the fight against Gib. That evening, Jake's performance didn't just surpass expectations. It overshadowed his brother Logan's boxing achievements. What stood out was Jake's quick progress in mastering boxing techniques. This left everyone wondering how Jake managed to improve so significantly and rapidly, especially in comparison to Logan. His ability to adapt, learn, and apply new strategies in the ring was a testament to his dedication and potential as a boxer. Jake's victory over Gib wasn't just a win, it was a demonstration of his evolving skill set and a hint at his future potential in the sport. The Nate Robinson shock. Jake Paul, after beating online celebrities, sought a new way to amaze the world by taking on a world-class athlete, Nate Robinson. Nate stands out in sports. Despite being shorter, he shined in the NBA for years and even won a dunk contest. This physical prowess was evident from their first stare-down, with Nate looking physically stronger than Jake. In the fight's early moments, both were nervous, but Nate's speed was noticeable. They exchanged punches and entered clinches, where Jake showed his tactic to tire out Nate's arms. By the first round's end, Nate's quick, forceful style began affecting his stamina. His rapid movements, once an advantage, started to wear him down. This shift allowed Jake to knock Nate down. In the second round, Jake made his move, stunningly knocking out Nate Robinson. This was at a time when COVID-19 was causing widespread job losses and global distress. Jake Paul, amidst this chaos, managed to further brighten his boxing career with a knockout that left the world in awe. His victory over Nate wasn't just a win in the ring, it was a symbolic triumph, showing resilience and the power to shine even in dark times. The Woodley Whirlwind. As we go further in this video, the stakes get higher. Now let's talk about the punch that knocked out a UFC champion. In his first match against former UFC champ Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul won by decision. But this win had a shadow over it because of Tyron's punch, one that almost knocked Jake out. Jake managed to bounce back and win the later rounds, but many thought a tougher fighter would have taken him down. The next challenge lined up for Jake was Tommy Fury, brother of famous heavyweight Tyson Fury. However, Tommy pulled out and Tyron Woodley stepped in again, setting the stage for a rematch. This rematch was meant to clear the air. Was Jake's survival in the first fight just luck, or was it skill? On the fight night, the rematch seemed uneventful at first, to the point where the crowd considered leaving. Then, out of nowhere, Jake delivered a massive punch that floored Tyron Woodley. This was a big deal because it was the first time Woodley had ever been knocked out with a single hit in his life. That punch left Woodley, everyone in the arena, and the whole world in shock. It proved that Jake's ability to stay in the fight during their first encounter wasn't just luck. He showed real power and skill in the ring, especially against a seasoned fighter like Woodley. This moment was a turning point for Jake, proving he's more than just a celebrity in boxing gloves. He showed he could deliver knockout punches against top fighters, shaking up the boxing world. The Askren Astonishment. Right now, the most jaw-dropping moment in Jake Paul's career is his match against Ben Askren. Before this bout, nobody really thought Jake would step into the ring with real fighters. He'd only faced influencers and athletes, but a clash with a seasoned fighter was a whole new level. Askren, known more for his endurance and ability to take hits than striking skills, had only been knocked out once in his career by Jorge Masvidal's knee. This fact had many experts predicting Ben would outlast Jake's initial onslaught and wear him down. But on fight day, things took a completely different turn. Ben barely got into his groove when Jake Paul delivered a knockout. This was the moment. Even Jake's critics started taking his boxing journey seriously. He made it look so effortless and convincing that it sparked interest in his future fights. People began to recognize Jake not just as a celebrity trying his hand at boxing, but as a legitimate contender in the sport. This knockout against Askren wasn't just a win for Jake, it was a statement. It showed he could stand toe-to-toe with experienced fighters and come out on top. His victory sent ripples through the boxing community, turning heads and changing opinions about his place in the sport. For Jake, this fight marked a significant shift in how he's viewed, from a YouTube personality to a boxer who means business. This shift in perception is why this moment stands as the pinnacle of Jake Paul's boxing career so far. Jake Paul has made a wild jump from vlogging to throwing punches in the boxing ring, and he's constantly surprising everyone. But here comes the big question. Is Jake actually a real deal boxer, or is he just a master at putting on a show? It's a question that's got everyone talking. What's your take on this? Is Jake in the ring for the love of the sport, or is it all just part of his entertainment game? We want to hear what you think. Drop your opinions in the comments and let's kick off this discussion. Is Jake Paul a true boxer, or is he just the ultimate showman? Let's break it down and get this debate started. And there you have it. The top 5 times Jake Paul left us all speechless in the boxing ring. If you enjoyed this roller coaster ride, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Catch you in the next video.